Good morning, Sanger Unified teachers and administrators. I want to take a minute to highlight a Canvas feature that can be really helpful for your students, especially those who might be on an IEP, who have a 504, who need some kind of accommodation. So within Canvas, the Pages feature, which if you're unfamiliar with Canvas, Pages is basically where you would put information for students to read and view. Um, it's not a place where you would have students do something in response or turn something in. So here's a sample page that I'm on, which is embedded in a module for a course, but this is my sandbox course. So there's this button on any page that's called Immersive Reader. If you click on that, it's going to change the view of that page significantly. And it will allow the Canvas platform basically to read the text for a student. So I'll show you some of the features of this. And all of these are customizable by student. So if your students know these tools, they can adjust them to fit their own needs, and it will never have to be known by anyone except for that student, you, a TA, a para, something like that. So if you click on the A, there's text preferences, a whole bunch. So you can change the size of your text. You can increase or decrease spacing between text if students have a hard time tracking. You can change the font. You can change the theme. So if students have some kind of visual issue that they need to have customized, there's additional colors as well. So then there is this feature up here, which is grammar options. This one would actually probably be more appropriate for maybe an English class if you're teaching parts of speech and you want to utilize a text maybe that you're using for social studies or science and incorporate grammar. If you toggle these buttons, you'll be able to see all of the nouns or all of the verbs or all of the adjectives. You can also break words by syllables. That would be helpful for primary grades. Then there's this book option over here, which changes reading preferences. So you can see right now that, the screen is viewable. It's fairly consistent. But if I wanted to focus solely on one line, you can see that everything else is kind of grayed out. So wherever your cursor is, that's where the line will be highlighted. You can also do a set of lines. You can do a paragraph. So it kind of helps students who maybe have ADD, some kind of visual tracking, again, issue, focus. There's also a picture dictionary, which is kind of cool. So if you click on a word, not only do you have the option to hear the word read to you,
Pages,
but you can also see images that represent that word. Now, not all images and like heroic, there's no image to go with it, but there's one for adventure, but not recounted. So it's not super consistent, but for students who are learning ELs, this would be a great feature. You can also translate the text into a whole slew of languages. Also exceptionally helpful for our English language learners. And you can translate by word, or you can translate the entire document. So I'm going to go back to English. Okay, the last feature, I'm going to get rid of this. The last feature I wanted to show you was the play feature. So wherever my cursor is, whatever word is highlighted is where the reading will start.
written in classical Greece.
you can change the voice from male to female, and you can also increase or decrease the speed. So if you have an English language learner who needs something read to them very slowly, this would be a great function for them. So there's your overview of Immersive Reader. Now let me just give you one suggestion. If one benefit of building pages is this, is that if you have all of the content, the instructions, the reading, the viewing, all of the things within a page, and then within your assignment, only have a short bit of text, maybe, or just a video of instructions, and then disperse your assignments that way, it's going to make the content of the assignments more accessible to your students who have IEPs, ELs, all the things I've addressed already. So again, if I had, for example, if I had home, the Odyssey, if I wanted my students to read this, which this is a lot of information on this. This is for a 6th grade level course. But if I wanted my students to read this and then answer a question, what I might consider doing is putting all of this reading content on a page so that it is actually, so students can utilize this immersive reader function, and then create an assignment that just includes the questions that you want students to answer, as opposed to the reading as well. So I hope that's clear. I hope this is helpful as some of us dive into Canvas and get to some of the nitty-gritty of the features that are really cool and accessible to students.